The Idaho Steelheads open up a season-long 6-game homestand tonight as they take on the Tulsa Oilers for Game 1 of a best-of-3 set. The opening face-off coming up at 7:10 p.m. Cam McGuire here sitting alongside Idaho captain A.J. White. Whitey, a big night for you. Your 437th game as an Idaho Steelhead to become the franchise's all-time games played leader. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, obviously it means a lot to me. You know, it's something you never really think about, like when you go somewhere to play, and I've been lucky to, you know, one, be able to play as many games as I have, but be a part of such an amazing organization like the Steelheads, so it's a special moment for me.
I feel like we've had hundreds of conversations about different milestones, your time here in Boise, but when you look back at it, you came here during the 27-2018 season. What do you remember about coming to Boise? Like, what were your first impressions? What were you first thinking when you decided to become an Idaho Steelhead?
Yeah, it's funny because my first year pro had a few guys who were like, if you get a chance to play in Boise, you should do it because it's an awesome spot. And I was like, all right, I've never heard of it really other than the football team and the blue field. And I just remember at the time, Grammer sent us, you know, a little PowerPoint with, you know, things to do in Idaho, and you're like, all right, like there's plenty of things to do, but you know, on the drive out, you just see nothing but a lot of fields, and then all of a sudden you show up, and it's obviously a beautiful, gorgeous city that I love so much. I keep coming back. So
yeah, 7th year here, you're 6th as captain. Did you ever think you'd be here for 7 years?
No, definitely not. I mean, they're come in as like my first year, you never know what to expect, and then you know, even my second year, we kind of had a tough start, so you never know what can happen there. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. So many great people I've met, and you know, I wouldn't change a thing.
We mentioned your 437th game as a Steelhead, your 563rd pro game. I had a couple people ask me, I mean, what is there anything that's changed in terms of your workout regime? Like, how do you stay so dialed? You keep coming back because 563 games. That's not that's a good amount.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't do as much as these young guys do these days, that's for sure, and I think everybody would attest to that, but you know, you're not going to feel your best every night, and I think that's just a mindset you have to have, and if I've always been told growing up there's a difference between being hurt and injured, and if you're able to play and you can be helpful for the team, you should be able to play, so that's been my mindset, and I've been fortunate I haven't had really too many major injuries, so yeah, you know, just trying to keep it going.
Getting ready to take on Tulsa tonight. We'll talk about that in just a couple of moments here. But, you know, you look at 7 years as a Steelhead, there's got to be a lot of fond memories. I want to hear, what's your most memorable experience at the Idaho Central Arena?
I mean, it's always been the reverse sweep of Allen, but I'd have to put Sheeler's save a couple years ago up there as well, just because I was on the ice for one, and then two, just sitting there while both teams, the refs, like everybody was in awe as the fans were just going crazy, and it's like nobody knew what to do other than to listen to the fans, so that was pretty cool. And yeah, I mean, I think just watching it grow as well, like since my first year there now, hockey's become a major thing here in the city, and it's been fun to be a part of.
For you, the last couple of years, season ends, and there's always been a question mark. Is A.J. White going to come back? And I feel like now it's been 3 years of that probably, where there's been that question mark going into the off season. And obviously sitting here today, you've decided to come back for all 3 of those years. What makes you not only want to come back to Boise, but what makes you want to keep playing the game of hockey? Yeah,
I mean, obviously it's something most of us have played since we were 3 to 5 years old, and it's all you know. And you know, it's just such a good group of guys here. They do a lot of influencing on me in the summers, and I mean, obviously, I feel like I can still be, you know, useful out there and help this team, you know, produce wins. And I mean, as long as I'm feeling good and these guys keep wanting me, it's, you know, it's hard to say no.
We talk a lot of times Tuesday night during our show, and it seems like you're always in the middle or just about to get started with Taco Tuesday. Did you keep that routine last evening?
I didn't. I had a little bit of sushi and oh my God, what do you call it? One of those chicken entrees. So, you know, a little change of pace, but I was craving it, so I couldn't pass it up.
Well, speaking of chicken entrees, I was doing some research last night and this morning. I apologize, Merch, but I'm going to bury you right now. Will Merchant wanted me to ask you about how your diet has changed from your first year with the Steelheads to now, because It sounded like all you used to eat was Subway and Hungry Man's. Well, I didn't even know what a Hungry Man was.
All right, so the Hungry Man thing's hilarious. One-time thing. I ended up taking a nap, and next thing I know, it's dinner time. I'm like, I don't want to make food. I didn't want to order, and Albertsons was in our parking lot. I'm like, you know what? I'll take 3 minutes and have myself a dinner. Terrible choice, but you know, I did it. Yeah, but as far as diets, I'd say it might be worse. Honestly, it might be worse. And merch, I really am, you know, not surprised you told that one. That's pretty good.
Hey, I'm just the messenger here. Don't shoot the messenger.
I forgot about that.
Let's get into a little bit about this team so far in this matchup with Tulsa. You guys get back from Trois Rivières on Sunday night. Had an off day on Monday, got back onto the ice yesterday. Obviously, not the results that you guys were hoping for in that series, but still a lot of positives you can take away from it. Claw back in Wednesday's game from being down 2-0, win in overtime 3-2. Then Saturday's game, you guys also provided a response, trailing 3-0 after the first, tie the game up with 3 in the second, ultimately lose that one. But when you look back to the weekend as a whole, what would be your overall assessment?
Yeah, it's kind of been, you know, the story of the season so far. We have good moments and then bad moments, and you know, it's a whole group out there. It's not any individuals that are the reasons that we've had some struggles, and we just have not had that consistent full 60 game in us, and that's something we're trying to work on. And you know, I don't know the last time we scored a first goal, so that's something we need to harp on as well. And I mean, we just got to play confident hockey. We have a great hockey team in here. We've had one heck of an early schedule here, so you know, it's just, you know, pulling on the same rope together and, you know, finding ways to win together, and that's all that matters.
I mean, you look at the season as a whole too, right? You've played 21 games now, 9 of them have been out of the division. You'll play the final 48 of 51 games within the Mountain Division, starting here tonight with Tulsa. We always talk about how big points are when they come in division. So when you look at it until now, until the end of the regular season in April, each game is no easy test, and it's a big one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these points matter, especially I think Tulsa's 2 points out of first place. So this weekend could be a good, you know, stepping stone for us, and especially with Christmas break coming along, you want to be feeling good heading into that. So all 3 of these games matter, and you know, luckily we have another homestand after this as well. So it's a good chance for us to really build some momentum and you know, just kind of start getting on a roll here.
Lastly, you mentioned the homestand. I feel like it's been a lot of road trips to start the season. 2 trips out east, so now you get the 6 games, the 2 weeks back here in Boise. How do you guys use that to your advantage?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you get to sleep in your own bed. You have your own routines, and everything just kind of feels normal to you. You don't have to try to figure out what you're going to eat every day and what kind of junk food it's going to be. So, you know, it's a lot easier to cook your own meals, and you know, just, you know, there's a fine line between being satisfied and being home, but you know, we're fortunate and we got to take advantage of it.
Well, Whitey, always appreciate the time. Congratulations on another milestone. I think the list in your Idaho career is about this long now. I don't really know if there's any more that you can surpass. I'm sure there are, but enjoy the night.
Yeah, thanks, Cam. Appreciate it.